There's a dude at work, and he said, he was like, "You ever feel like everything goes according to plan?" And I go, "Yeah, kind of." "What do you mean?" He goes, "My entire life." I went, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, like he lost his apartment. And he didn't have. I don't know if he didn't have a backup plan, but he didn't have a place to move because his lease was up. I guess his roommates didn't want to renew, so they moved out, and he didn't have a plan, or he didn't have a set place to live before the lease expired. So for a couple weeks, he was just floating around, staying at his dad's or whatever. Had all of his stuff in a storage unit, and the day before he had to pay another month's rent on the storage unit, he got into a place. Wow. And he was saying that it kind of went according to plan, like he slipped right in there. And I thought of a couple instances, like the car thing that I just said, where that happened to me, but he said his entire life is like that. And I went, well, dude, I found, like, in my experience, when I don't care about shit happens it falls into place a lot. Like when I was jogging and eating healthy and I was really positive, bad shit would happen or good shit would happen, but I didn't care because I was always happy. I was positive in my brain. I was mentally healthy, so nothing mattered. So everything fell into place all the time.
Right.
So then I go, yeah, if you cared more, your life would probably be a lot different. And he's like, but I don't want to care. I was like, dude, pick one thing to care about, and I guarantee you that eventually something bad will happen with it. It's like, that's why I don't have a car, because when I have a car, the second I get money, something wrong goes, like something with my car fucking goes wrong. So instead of me spending the money I want to spend on this tattoo, I had to fucking spend it on my car. So I had to postpone another tattoo. I don't have a car right now. I have a set routine to work right now, and it won't break down. I can get to the fucking bus, and then I get a ride home from work from a coworker. And if his car breaks down, I could ask another coworker, or I could take the bus home. I got a way home, and that's good for me because I don't have my own car.
Exactly, you got your own fucking setup.
Yeah, shit goes wrong, but mostly it's just with my fucking relationship because I'm always usually on top of everything else. But you have to pick. If you want shit to go wrong, pick something to care about enough, and eventually you'll feel like it'll break down.
Exactly. It's not until you start making expectations that, those expectations aren't delivered on that you get disappointed and you start thinking like, oh, woe is me, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't care about anything, then it feels like things are always falling into place because you didn't have any expectations of how it should go in the first place. So yeah, it all fell into place because fucking how else would it have gone? Like, as long as it works out for you.
It's funny because I can go through my notebook, a little notepad over there right now, and I'll read you lyrics. And I was just free writing. Like, I was like, I need to just start writing, like, to get back in the process of writing all the time. Because I used to write a lot. And I don't anymore. Because I want to write the perfect thing. And I'm finding out that trying to write something perfect, as opposed to just writing to get shit out, it works way better without any expectations. And like, I'll write it, right? And then I'll be like, okay, whatever, that's just a throwaway rhyme. Like, I'll write like a fucking page, and like, I don't throw it away, but I'm like, whatever, that doesn't mean anything. I'll go back to it and go, god damn, that's actually pretty good. Oh. Like, I'll revisit it a week later and go, whoa, that's just for me trying to get shit out? That's crazy. And I think with wrestling, with movies, with TV shows, scripting stuff doesn't work because nothing's perfect. And with the CD that I'm about to release, I'm excited, but I'm also kind of nervous just because I feel like the volume of the vocals is way louder than the beats, and I tried my hardest to make it perfect. But eventually I had to just go, you know what, man? I mean, I've extended my knowledge to the furthest I can go. This is as good as I think I'm going to get it. I couldn't just fucking perfect it down to the last grain of salt. I went, okay, well, like, I'm nervous about that, but I'm realizing that being a feather is the way to go. Mm-hmm. carefree and just floating through life is the way to fucking live.
Yep. Exactly. Not scripting anything, not planning anything, just taking things day to day.
You can plan certain things, but I mean, there are things that are more important, that are too important to be scripted.
Right. Dude, this summer has been a big fucking eye-opener for me, and I knew I needed it too. I knew that I needed this to happen. I felt like I needed it a little bit more than what actually happened, but it didn't happen. So, what can I say? I lost my job.
Whoa.
I left whatever the fuck you want to say. My job is no longer there.
Hold on.
I don't have my job.
Alex sabotaged his job on purpose. That's what happened.
And then I went on vacation. I went into vacation knowing that I would have no fucking money pretty much all summer long. I knew that I'd be fucking flat ass broke for the first time since I was like 16. And I never experienced that before. Like, there was the time that I was a kid living with my parents and I didn't need money because I was taken care for. And then there's this time now where I knew, like, I will not have any money. I will have fucking $0 to my name. No savings or anything. I might even enter debt a little bit. And that's exactly how it happened. I got back from vacation. I didn't get a job right away like I originally planned. And just spent the last 2 months making a lot of excuses saying, oh, I'll give up weed now because of this numerology date, because if I add up these numbers it'll add up to this, and another date would come around and was like, well, I like this number too, so I'll quit on this day, and just making excuses like I do. I was doing all that for the last 2 months, just being really careless and lazy, not really taking things seriously. Like, I put in some job applications or whatever, but I was really not doing everything I could have and maybe should have to really get my shit together and make sure that I was going to make it out of this summer with, out completely going broke and being at rock bottom. But I was very careless, what can I say? And then kind of at the last second, everything just fell into place. I got just enough hours in the months of June and July to pay all my bills in July and for the beginning of August. And right here at the beginning of August, I finally okay, I guess I'll take a fucking drug test. I was nervous about it the whole time, didn't want to do it, finally did it, worked out in my favor, things fell into place. Now I've got a job and now I'm going to make things work for August and onwards as well. So it's just like, I got to fuck off for 2 months and be just like a huge fucking bum, let myself approach rock bottom, and no lessons learned. Huzzah!
For the record, can you please go through your drug test process of how that went? I mean, I know I already heard the story, which kind of goes against the whole curve of us, the whole point of our podcast being on the spot, authentic, and first time me hearing these stories. But I really want to hear the story of how you did your piss test again, for the listeners at home.
Okay, well, how it went was I had it down to a fucking T, a science. I got out the kit. I was reading the box instructions. I had gotten coached on it by a couple of friends and everything on what to do. And I was very adamant about it. So a couple hours before I was going to go there, I strapped it on, made sure that the temperature strip was working and everything, because that's the main thing, temperature. And it was all working well. I had it strapped to me, and I went to the drug test, made sure that I wasn't walking all weird. It was perfect. I read the instructions thoroughly. I get there, they call me in, and the nozzle, I unclip it. There's 2 clips on the tube that it's supposed to go through. I unclip them, and nothing's happening. And there's this red thing at the end of the tube, and there's nothing on the box that says to do anything with a stopper. I'm thinking, is this a rubber stopper? What is this? Is that just decoration? What is this? Nothing on the box says to remove a stopper. That's nowhere in the instructions, and the instructions are pretty thorough. So I'm thinking, like, what the fuck?
I feel like instead of getting into the story, you're actually trying to rail against the people that make synthetic piss.
Yeah.
If you're listening out there,
Fix your fucking instructions. Because I, after what felt like fucking forever, seriously, it was way too awkward of a time. The chick was out there. I was squeezing on it. I was starting to panic, and I thought, this chick's going to come in at any moment and like know that I'm faking it or trying to use a fake thing. It's awkward. And so in my panic, I was like, fuck it. Because I pulled on the stopper too and it wasn't coming out, but fuck it. I bit it off. And then in my panic, I'm thinking, oh shit, I can't flush the toilet per their instructions. And so I swallowed it. I just swallowed the stopper. A little bit got in my mouth too, the piss. It leaked and it squirted in my mouth. But then I fill up the fucking thing.
so wait, you drank synthetic piss also?
I drank a little bit. I didn't drink it. I did not volunteer. It landed in my mouth when I bit off the stopper. It went, and it landed in my mouth.
So let me get this straight. You squirted the tube too hard, and the fucking piss went into the air, and you were catching the rain in your tongue. Is that what you're saying?
For the court, just trying to set the record straight.
Stenographer, read the minutes back to me.
No, see what happened here is I undid the two clips, and so the piss was already in the tube. So when I did the stopper, it was just right there. When I bit off the stopper, it was like I also bit into it's like into a pixie stick, or an otter pop, but it was a tiny tube just full of, ammonia and other things that did not taste great. And
did it taste like piss?
It tasted just like piss.
Well, at least they're doing their job right.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says on the box, actually, because, you can't legally sell something going, this is for drug tests. No, it's for fetish purposes. That's what it says on the box.
Smart people.
Yeah.
So anyway, you bite the stopper, you drink some piss.
Swallow it all. I walk out of there. I just realized there's a detail even I forgot to tell you. But fucking, I walk out there, and I'm trying to act all casual, but the stopper is still in my throat, so I can barely talk. I'm just standing there, letting her label the fucking cup and tell me all about how long it's going to take and yada yada. I grab my stuff, but the thing is leaking because I forgot. I go to clip the thing when I'm done. I fill up the bottle and I go to clip it. I only do one clip, but it's super audible. I hear it it's very loud, and I'm thinking there's no way she didn't hear me. But she doesn't say anything about it. But anyway, there's two clips. I only did the one. I walk out and it's leaking. And I don't notice this totally, but it's leaking. She just sends me on my way, says temperature's fine, blah, blah, blah. It'll be back there 24 to 48 hours is when they'll have it. I walk out, still fucking choking on the stopper. That's when I notice myself pissing myself. It's dropping from my shorts. It's warm. There's a big old stain on my front. And that's when I forgot to tell you, I also forgot to zip my zipper. So I'm looking like I pissed myself. My zipper's down. I'm walking out of the lab court going like trying to get the stopper out of my throat, like just trying to do it without having to shove her finger down my throat. It's not working. A woman and a child are passing by, talking about the food in the area, like the porta subs and the A&W, like, oh, it smells really good around here, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, it does. And I'm walking by, I'm going, just gagging on the fucking rubber stopper, and I guess a little bit of piss, too. And I finally get to my car, pissing myself, choking, fucking just take the bag, I took the waistband, I just straight up ripped it off like the fucking Hulk and just threw it against my car floor and just let it leak out on, piss just leaking on my car floor. And then I grabbed some juice, swallow the stopper.
And that's the end of the story?
I think so.
Okay, so this is what I said earlier. How the fuck did you not think to just put the stopper in your pocket after biting it? Number one. Number two, instead of gagging all the way to your car and drinking juice from your car, you could have just squirted some more synthetic piss into your mouth and swallowed it with that.
It didn't work the first time, obviously.
Whoa, was it that much?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
But see, I feel like there was some part of me that had that quick half a second thought, hey, why don't you put it in your pocket? But then in my panic, I'm like, no, they say, they ask you to take things out of your pocket for a reason before you walk in here, because obviously
You could have put it in your shoe. You could have done anything.
Except for swallow it.
Yeah. You could have put it in your fucking bum.
I had a leaking fucking thing that I was also trying to manage too. Like, and also anybody who's been in ear range of a man pissing into a toilet knows that like noises get made when you piss into a toilet, and certain noises happen during certain events. And if like,
can you elaborate, please?
Like if I'm pissing in the toilet and it's making the like the splashing noise, or at least the
go chasing waterfalls.
But then it goes immediately to like kind of silence, or like an impact, more of an impacty noise, and then like back to splashy, like, and then it's like hitting. It's going to be obvious that like something's going on in there, like he's shaking around too much, or like he doesn't have it under control.
Maybe you have the Michael J. Fox disease. Bad movie. I've never seen Back to the Future. Any of them. Don't give me that look. I've never seen
You're
them.
a piece of shit.
Why?
Because the first one was worth watching.
You know what? Actually, I may have seen them, but they weren't memorable to me.
I don't know about the other two, but the first one, you're a piece of shit.
Can we talk about this really quick? So I'll be sitting at work on the toilet, and sometimes people will walk in and they'll be talking to their dick when they piss. And they're not like, that's a good boy, that's a good boy. They're like, oh, God, yeah. Whether people are in there or not. Or, you know what, even crazier, what if they don't make that noise when there's nobody in there? If a man pisses into a urinal and no one's there to hear it, does he still moan uncontrollably about how great it is?
That's a great question.
That's what the sensei should be asking, not fucking stupid trees falling in the forest.
Yeah, who gives a fuck about trees?